Hello, and welcome to today's edition of Mama's Got Style, how upgrading your look will elevate your business, get you high-paying clients, and increase the fun factor in your life. Today, we are talking with the amazing Carla Mathis, who is my mentor and awesome person. Hello, Carla.
Hello, Kara. You're my poster child. Perfect. Great stylist that I've trained. I'm so proud of you. In fact, maybe I'll hire you to be my stylist. You never know.
That would be my honor and privilege for sure, because you are so awesome. Your style is just timeless. Every time I see you, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to be
I just turned 78 this last week.
God, that's insane.
And I feel 48. And my thought is, as long as I can see and I can speak and I can feel, I will go on until maybe 114.
That would be so awesome.
I am on the vanguard of pushing what's possible for aging.
Yes, for sure. I mean, I had no idea that is, you hands down.
The thing is, it takes a little bit more effort.
Yes.
To maintain a sense of style.
Mm-hmm.
When you cannot do what you did when you were 24, 34, it just doesn't work.
No.
So it's being really clear about who you are, mm-hmm. what you value and love, and what's going on with your body, because you have to dress the body that you have now.
Yes.
Not 20 years ago,
right.
Or 40 years ago for me.
Right. Yeah, I learned that from you early on when we met at the AICI in Vegas, and I remember you talking about that, and it's something that stuck with me, and it's something that I teach my clients now, that you have to dress yourself for the person and the body you have today, not yesterday, not what you want it to be, but the reality of what it is right now. And there's only so much plastic surgery you can do, and you don't necessarily want to default to that, but just being healthy, loving yourself, and honoring the body you have.
Exactly. Now, I don't have any problem with, excuse me, a little help here and there. I haven't had any, mainly because I don't like to hurt. I don't like being black and blue, and I don't have time.
Right.
But I think, and I have eyelids that go on forever. I mean, but some people have, let's see if you can see.
Yes, you have a lot of eye real estate, I call it, like me.
Yeah. But some people don't. They have the lids that come down. Then you have to have them taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah, because they will start to droop at some point. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little tweak and little whatever here and there. Just don't go crazy. So, I mean, there's some people you look at them and you're like, what happened to you?
Well, the thing is, you have to very carefully research who's going to touch your face.
Yes.
And get recommendations. Take a look at the people. Do they look normal, natural?
Yeah.
What was their experience? And and if you don't find someone that's has marks of 10 for every client, then you don't use that person.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, even I have a plastic surgeon. The only thing I had done was had a tummy tuck, because after my third kid, he just threw my stuff all out of whack. But he was great, and I referred like 11 people to him, and they loved him. But then I had one person that kind of had a bad experience, and I'm just like I don't know if I should even refer him ever again. I mean, I guess everybody can have an off day, but that off day could kill somebody. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. So exactly. It's a very thin line for sure.
But it's you just do your research. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
first try everything else first.
Yes. I would say that I worked out for 2 years before I decided to do it, and it wasn't working. So I was like, I got to do this. So, and it was one of the best decisions I ever made for myself. It's not for everybody, but it was great for me. So.
I know. And some women have a real hard time with their underarms, really flabby under their arms. Mm-hmm. That's a relatively easy procedure also. Mm-hmm. But I don't recommend much of anything else.
Yeah.
Actually.
Especially not on your face, like, because if they mess that up, what are you gonna do? You can't walk around with a bag over your head.
No, I know. I
You
know.
know, it's not a good thing.
So,
So tell our audience a little bit about how you found yourself on your journey to style. Like, how did you become you, the awesome style maven that you are?
you know, that's a, I asked myself this question also. I was fortunate. I was teaching English right out of college, high school English. And my mentor teacher always looked just fabulous every day. And
Yeah.
there wasn't anything about her that was really pretty.
Yeah.
In fact, if I really think back on it, she looked a little bit like a mouse.
No.
You know, she just had a pointed nose and a receding chin, but she was fabulous.
Yeah.
And she asked me if I would like to have a color analysis by Suzanne Cagill. And Suzanne Cagill started the color consulting whole industry idea in 1942, believe it or not, in New York City.
That's amazing.
And so I did. She had that for me. She paid for it because I was putting Julie paid for it because I was putting my husband through grad school. And I thought it was fabulous.
Right.
This woman just had a sense of who I was inside. I felt recognized. And I had no money to do more classes with her or have my friends and family analyzed with color.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked and assisted her for off and on 18 years. She felt that no one else could do this work, but I realized when I lived, my husband and I had an assignment in England, and the British women that I knew needed a fair amount of help. And so I started working with them for color, and I realized, oh my gosh, I can do this.
Right.
And then over the next few years, I realized, golly, there's more to this than just what colors you wear.
Right.
And eventually I left my assisting Suzanne and started my own business in 1981. Okay. And I started working with people with color, and wow, that helped. But then they still didn't look great. They had the right colors, but they didn't look great. Then I said, well, I'll give style classes. So I gave style classes, and then they really didn't look that terrific either. So then I thought, well, maybe it's proportion and fit. Mm-hmm. So I really worked on proportion and fit. And let me tell you, that's fabulous. You cannot look like yourself if your proportions aren't right. The jacket is too long or too short, or too narrow or too wide. It's just so important. In fact, a little aside here, whatever you buy, you have to, before you hang it in your closet, you have to take it to the alterations person.
Yep.
Full stop, period.
Mm-hmm.
If you do not need it altered, you get on your knees, raise your hands to the heavens and say hallelujah. Because the reality is fit is everything, but it's not everything. What really is everything, and this is what I do now, is who are you really inside?
Right.
Why is it that your identical twin sister would choose different art on the wall that touches her soul, would choose different accessories that communicates who she is? So actually, who you are, your identity is key. How you project that is based upon how you put your colors together, how you put your outfits together, how you accessorize what you already have. Right. So this one piece of knowing who you are, being able to articulate what are the qualities that you have that no one else in the world has, and how do you let the world know what those qualities are?
Right.
We call this now your VIDA signature, your visual identity analysis.
Nice.
And it's that VIDA that makes the difference, that you can celebrate who you are. For instance, as you said, I have sort of signature red glasses. Mm-hmm. If I don't have those on, then I have to have something else that really gives pizzazz. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I become invisible You have no idea who
Mm.
I am when I walk in the room. You have your red nails and your signature earrings that that tell your story. Like, for instance, for you, with those earrings, they move, they have action, they're delicate, but they're strong.
Yeah.
So you've got, and who are you? You have energy, you have action, you're sensitive and delicate, but you're very strong.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
all of those elements are communicated just by your red nails and your earrings.
That is awesome.
Now, and as a Homo sapiens, I think that's the right word, we are still primal beings. We sense who someone is before they open their mouth.
True.
And we just want that story that is projected into our visual and our heart. We want that story to be real.
Right.
So that's why it's so important to have a stylist.
Yeah.
I have a stylist.
Yeah.
I teach stylists all over the world. I'm leaving for Singapore in 3 days to teach over there. But I have a stylist. It happens to be my son and daughter-in-law who are both artists and part of my company. So it's really helpful. But we plan. We take pictures of every outfit. We plan which outfit for what day, for what lecture, for what purpose. I have a lookbook that I take with me. I use it to pack so I don't forget the right earrings. I don't forget the shoes. I don't forget the right skirt. Oh my gosh, I was in India. No, where was I? No, I was in China, and I realized I forgot the skirt.
Oh God.
And I didn't take the time to check my list when I packed. My fault.
Yeah.
So I had to, punt. I had to use trousers. No one really cared, but I knew that it wasn't the best. Now, did I tell anybody that I forgot something? No, you don't do that.
Yeah.
So does that help? It kind of...
Yes, totally. Because I remember when I first went to training with you, and it was at FIT in New York. And I remembered the whole thing about jewelry because that particular day, my boyfriend was with me on the trip. And I came in the next day and I had this really delicate necklace and some slight earrings. And you pointed that out, that it was almost instinctual that I chose that because on that day I was feeling kind of delicate. Like I was having some issues with him and whatever was going on. So yeah, I always remember that when I pick my jewelry, and even when I pick it for other people, like you already kind of know, or when you want to feel a certain way or project a certain thing, that's what you use for your accessories because it speaks to who you are without you ever even saying anything. And maybe people don't necessarily know what you're saying, but they get the message just in how you look and how you project yourself.
It's so primal. We are primal beings, actually. And the other, along the route of my coming to where I am today, I realized that our environments are as important as the clothes we wear.
Right.
So we have two environments. Our environment in our home that really should look like we live there, not your interior designer lives there. And your environment of clothes and accessories. So I've also started in the 70s. I had my own interior design business. And then I created wall color paints that hopefully one day I'll be able to create a sort of human environments business. I still have more businesses to start.
Yes. I think it's so funny because I was having this conversation with someone the other day about how I worked for West Elm and I was a visual stylist there too. And so I'm a makeup artist and I do the styling. And somebody was like, well, why do you do all of that? I'm like, it's all interrelated. You don't necessarily see somebody who is an interior designer going to do clothes, but you have someone who starts dressing bodies, naturally moves into the home environment or the makeup or whatever, because it's all part of that person's whole persona. How you live, how you work, how you play is all about you. So yeah, it makes sense.
Right. So it's, if you are really concerned about your visual, then it's natural segue into being concerned about your environment. And what's interesting, I find that some of my clients, or many of my clients, they are better with their homes, choosing the things on Pinterest that they want to do and then fixing it up in their house,
right,
than they are with their clothes. So I find that curious.
Huh. Why do you think that is, I wonder?
I think before clothes were manufactured in such great numbers, before World War II, people would choose their fabrics, choose their patterns, fit their clothes, have their own mannequin of their body
Right.
On hand. And then, so their clothes fit, they chose things that they liked, and they had to wear them for a long time because there wasn't usually a lot of money.
Right.
So I think the problem is there's so much available now.
Yeah.
And it's manufactured in ways that are for fit models for that manufacturer.
Right.
And the fit model doesn't fit you or anybody else, actually.
Right.
So, we have disposable incomes and disposable clothes, so we're not as careful.
That's true.
As we can. But I do think because we're becoming more concerned with the environment and the tons and tons of landfill of unused, unworn clothes is scary.
Yeah.
I think we're becoming more concerned with reworking, reusing, finding things at resale shops. Like I say, it doesn't matter if you find it at Neiman Marcus, pay $1 gazillion, or find it at the resale shop and pay $27.
Right.
If it's for you, you need it. And
right.
If it fits into your lifestyle and it fits you and it communicates who you are, then you can have a truly unique and exciting working environment that communicates who you are, where you are, what you want to do, and where you want to go. Those are the 4 things.
Yeah. And what do you say to people who feel like style doesn't matter? That's kind of like a superficial thing. People should just, take me as I am, kind of thing.
Okay. Internet's going in and out. Can you see me?
I can see just fine.
Okay. Well, I say, golly, do you brush your teeth? Maybe it doesn't matter that you brush your teeth. Does it matter that you get cavities and you can't smile because you don't have any teeth? Of course it makes a difference. You're going to take care of your teeth. You're going to take care of your physical body. You're going to stop the, fast food, greasy spoon, carbonated drinks. You're going to eat more green and leafies. You're going to take care of your body. You're going to exercise. We take care, if we really care about our quality of life, we take care of our teeth, our bodies, our mental state. We go to therapists to find out how to navigate what's going on in our life. Why not take care of our clothes and what we visually project? Of course we do.
Right.
We don't walk through life without clothes on.
That would not be good.
No, we have to have clothes for health and to keep us out of jail.
Right.
So we might as well have clothes that really serve us and communicate who we are. So it absolutely makes a difference.
Yeah.
It makes a difference in how we feel, how we're perceived, and how we walk through our life to get what we want to have in our life.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
I always think, and I think I told this when you were with us in class. My mother was my example. She didn't have a stylist. She was very intuitive. She saw my father at 13. He was 14. They married at 19 and 20.
Wow.
They were fabulous. They had this great relationship, great fun, and entrepreneurial, worked together. He died at 55.
Oh.
So she thought her life was over. So she then realized, golly, she was still living. So she decided, I think I'd like to have a companion. So she went out and bought a new wardrobe. Now, this wardrobe was brilliant. It was her eye color, her skin tone, her hair color.
That's awesome.
She just put her colors together. They were soft, cuddly fabrics, and she was so lovely. Well, within 6 months, she found a great guy. Well, they had a really nice relationship for 5 years. Then he died of a heart attack also.
Gosh.
So after she recovered from that,
Right.
she bought a new wardrobe. And within a year, found another great guy. So she communicated with her wardrobe that, 1, I'm available. 2, I'm really nice. 3, I'd be someone to cuddle up in front of a fire with and listen to you talk. All those communications in her clothes.
That's so awesome.
Now,
You had the right idea.
she has the right idea. So why should we care? We care because, 1, we want to honor how we're made. 2, we have a mission in life. My feeling is we are born with a set of sealed orders, and our job on this planet, on this world right now, is to open the envelope and walk out our orders.
Yes.
So that's why it's important.
Yes.
We have a mission. Everyone does.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if it's cooking the most fabulous cookies for your grandchild,
Right.
and they will feel adored and nurtured and honored, and so they can go into the world and do other things. It doesn't matter what your mission is, but you've got one.
Yep.
And if you're in that kitchen, I want you to have the cutest apron ever.
Right.
You see, everything in your life, everything in your closet, everything in your house should give you visual joy.
Yes.
You either love it, or if you don't like it, get rid of it. Get rid of it. I don't care how much you paid for it yesterday. Get rid of it.
Yes, that's so true.
It's like a little bit of arsenic in your veins. It won't kill you, but it doesn't enhance your life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things when I tell my clients when they're going through their closet, there's 3 rules. Does it fit? Number 1. If it doesn't fit, don't buy it or get rid of it if it can't be tailored. 2, is it relevant to who you are right now?
Yes.
Not 20 years ago, but the person you are right now. And 3, do you love it? And if you don't love it, it's got to go, because it's just going to sit in your closet like it's been doing and take up space.
I know.
And not serve you.
I know. It's all about your clothes conserve you. I love that phrase. Thank you. I might use that phrase.
Here, take it. So how do you think style supports a woman in her confidence and her self-worth? Like, well, right? Like
my mom. If underwear is really important to you, you've got to have beautiful underwear.
Right.
Okay. If you look in the mirror and you're not delighted with the reflection back, then something happens to that little part of you in your soul that says, I'm not quite okay.
Oh, yeah.
I just did this or that. It's those little voices in your heart that tell you that you're not okay. So when you look in the mirror and you go, wow, now, okay, I like that. I'm looking really okay.
That's so true.
What happens to the posture? The posture comes up, the head goes back, the smile comes on the face. You can go into the world and someone can be grumpy and grouchy and you're going to go, oh, too bad for you, sweetheart. I'm doing great. So,
right.
But if you go out the door and you're going, it's okay. I look okay. People will just have to, it's the inside of me that really matters. And I'm really a nice person. And look what happens to the posture. And then if someone's grumpy, you think, oh gosh, oh yeah, right. Well, life really isn't that good. And you go through this gray day when it could be a sunny day.
Right.
Why not?
That's so true. Because even in our training, I remember you doing our walk. And then how do we walk? You know, are we walking like we're getting somewhere, or is it like sort of a sexy, sort of sassy walk? Like, and people notice that. People pick up on your energy, the way you walk into a room, the way you hold yourself, all of that. And that does dictate like how you feel in what you have on and some other things. But for sure, your wardrobe can make a difference in that.
For sure. And a thought just popped into my head. It's like, if you have a cadre of friends that are downers, that it's their job to tell you how dreadful life is, then maybe you need to get a new set of friends.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And get yourself a new wardrobe and just walk in sunlight, not in clouds.
Right. It's so true. Yeah, I was telling a friend about that yesterday. Just have a different outlook on things. It doesn't have to be glass half full or half empty. It's glass full, half full, or even full. Like, just think about it from a different perspective, and then watch how it's going to change how people respond to you if you're already thinking positive. You know.
Exactly. I'm in the process of reading a really fun book for me. It's called Joy, Joy, by Archbishop Desmond Tutu and the Dalai Lama.
Wow.
That they had the conversation for 1 week for their 80th, to celebrate their 80th birthdays.
That's awesome.
And they talk about what is joy. How do you have joy in your life in midst of life?
Right.
And it's really great book. So anyone that you know that needs to have a little bit of infusion, change of attitude.
Yeah, right. We can all use a little pick-me-up.
I can use it. Everyone can use it. You got it.
That's for sure. So how do you think, or how do you suggest a woman or a man go about finding their authentic style?
Over the years, the last 5 or 6 years, I've used a technique that is amazing, and it's so simple. Go through magazines, art books, nature books, Pinterest, whatever, and find visual images that you absolutely love. Not experientially. You don't have an image of a dog because you love your dog.
Right.
You don't have an image of like lilacs because you love the smell of lilacs.
Right.
No, it's not the smell. It's the experience. Just visually, you just go, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, if you go on my website, can I tell my website?
Of course.
Okay. The Style Core, StyleCore, the stylecore.com, and go to, I think it's called About Us.
Okay.
Something like it's on the far right, a drop down. Scroll down on that to my picture, and you will see some of my visual images that just make my heart sing. And then, so you collect your pictures of what makes your heart sing, and then you say, what do I love about that picture? So on my site, I put the words that I love about those pictures. Well, those words tell me what I have to have in my clothes to communicate who I am.
Right. Yeah.
It's the most amazing thing.
Yeah.
And also the colors in those pictures that you love.
Yeah. I remember doing that in training too. I remember going through all those magazines and things. And Pinterest definitely helps, it's not as messy as far as tearing magazines up. But I mean, sunsets, beaches, beautiful oceans, all of those things. I remember picking out those pictures and just rich, vibrant colors and all those things. And when we were going through your color process, which I absolutely love, I use that for all my clients now, the TBRs. It's just like life-changing for people because they're like, oh my gosh, like I never thought I could wear that color or whatever, if they've had their traditional colors done. Once they have that process, they're like, this is awesome. It just opens them up to a whole nother thought process of what they can wear.
I know. You see, it's really hard to do this ourselves. So um, find your pictures that you love. Tell, write down what it is about it that you love, the adjectives. It's so free, it's so warm, it's so whatever.
Right.
And then find a really well-trained color and stylist, because and ask the question, so where were you trained? And you need to be trained by someone other than Color Me Beautiful background.
Right.
Well, it's not that there's value in that, there is, but it's very simplistic. And when you get into the real of the person, you need more. It's sort of like the difference between a Volkswagen and a Ferrari.
Right.
So there's a big difference. So it costs more.
Yeah.
But it doesn't when you say, oh my gosh, I'm not going to buy things that don't suit me. Right. That, I don't care if it's $5, it's a waste of money. You might as well take a $5 bill and rip it up and burn it.
Throw it away.
So it's going to save you that money that you spend for a really trained stylist, color consultant.
Right.
Within 1 year, probably, maybe 2. And then what it does, someone said, I was just doing a color consultation with a 27-year-old granddaughter, and the mother and the grandmother were there. And the mother said, you know what? This absolutely is worth about 5 years of therapy. And you're right. It is. Therapy is good for why we are where we are and what happened.
Yeah.
But it doesn't put into your soul the affirmation of who you are and who you were designed to be. And our process does that. It affirms the unaffirmed in a deep soul level. Right. So it is, it really is, this process can be priceless.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's just understanding that it's more than what's on the outside. It's really what's on the inside. And how do you communicate on the outside who you are on the inside? Right. And if you've been told in your family of origin that you don't have value, then it also puts in the true of what your value is.
Right. Yeah.
So it's an amazing.
It is. I don't think people really understand, because they don't, I think some of the makeover shows are kind of helping with that, but they don't really go in on a deep level of who the person really is. It's just sort of like, oh, let's just change their clothes because they look like a mess, but it's not really telling them who they are or helping them figure out who they are. So what we do is just such an amazing, like you said, soul affirming thing that it can change somebody's life in in a short period of time.
It does. I don't watch the makeover shows. It's too painful, because more often than not, it's to highlight how clever the stylists are, rather than who the client is.
Right.
There isn't the information, so the client doesn't really know why. It's like when I do a color analysis, I say, I'm going to, if I was doing a photo shoot of you and you were advertising clothes, and I would choose clothes to put on you to look good in the photograph, I would use these colors. Right. But then we're going to go through, because I don't know who you are on the inside. I don't know your heart. Right. I'm going to go through and I'm going to hold up one color here and another color there, and have you close your eyes, open, look at them, and say which feels better, not think, which feels better, and one will feel better than the other. Right. And the client can then say, well, I don't like either. Fine, gone. Right. I will override if I need to, but rarely do I do an override, because the client really knows, but they don't know that they know, and they don't know how to access what they know. But you, as a stylist, does know how to access what they know.
Yeah, and when I tell people about the color aspect, so I say queen is fit, but color is the princess, because you could have something fit really well, right? But if it's the wrong color, it's not going to serve you. So you could have, this gorgeous dress, but if, say for me, something like a pale gray would just make me look pale and washed out and add nothing to me whatsoever. It could fit all day long, but the color is going to be that secondary aspect that really makes it a wow factor for you.
That's right. If you really ask your sort of demographic, your people in your network, how would you love to have a wow factor with everything in your closet?
Right.
I can't imagine that there'd be a woman that said, no, I really don't want to have a wow.
Right.
No. There is in the heart of every little girl who, no matter what her age, there is a little girl heart that says, I know I'm pretty and I really want to be known as really beautiful.
Right.
That's that little bit. And rarely does it ever get to be heard. But you get to help that little voice be heard.
Right. It's so true. And I tell them, especially because I have a really detailed questionnaire, and it asks stuff like, who's your favorite Muppet? Who's your favorite superhero? Like things that they wouldn't necessarily think about, but it's how they want to be or how they see themselves, but don't really know that until you ask them something like that. And they're like, oh, yeah, I do like Miss Piggy. Like she's loud and she's strong, but she's fashionable and she's whatever, and it speaks to them as a person and how they want themselves to be seen. And so they're always like amazed. I mean, the men's questionnaire is a little shorter because obviously their attention span is a little bit shorter, but the women is very in-depth. Men, I love working with men because they're very simplistic. You tell them, if you dress well consistently and behave professionally or whatever it is, you're going to get the girl, the contract, the business, the whatever. They're like, sign me up. What do I got to do? Here's your money. But with a woman, it's sort of like a around the world journey, because most women are kind of like, well, I'm still trying to get back into those jeans that I wore in college and this, that, and the other. And I'm like, hello, buy a pair of pants to fit you today and forget about it. Because for one, the sizing was different back then. Your body's different. It's not going to serve you to try to slave yourself to get back into these stupid pants that mean nothing. They really mean nothing.
I know.
So
I know. You're right.
It's such a
complication. The difference between men and women is that men, they could have bought that suit 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They bought it the same size that they wore 20 years ago.
Right.
It doesn't fit. You say, sorry, how would you like to be perceived? Do you want to be perceived as stingy, or do you want to be perceived as knowledgeable?
Right.
Oh, knowledgeable. Then the suit's got to go. It doesn't fit. Really?
Right.
No, it doesn't fit. You can't button it. Sorry. And they go, oh, okay. And they throw it away.
Right.
Women, no. We are so relational with our clothes.
It's so true.
We have to practically have psychoanalysis to let go of that dress that we paid so much money for.
Exactly. Yep. And the cool thing is there are a lot of apps and websites now that you can actually sell some of that stuff on. If it's, in good condition, if if it's a name brand designer, and you can get some of the money back. But for the most part, it's just like, you can even just give it to somebody else that it will serve them better. It's going to come back to you some kind of way. Don't even worry about it. You know what I mean?
It's more like a tithe, it's your ability to give. Oh, I have a kitty here. It's your ability to give. Come on, baby, get down. Down. Ow, down. Ow. Ouch.
Kitties or something else.
Oh, we have wonderful little kitties. So if you have something that doesn't serve you, and you can give it to someone for whom it really will serve and will make a difference in their life,
right?
Wonderful to give a gift.
Yeah, it's true.
How wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to help women be okay with letting go of things that they've spent money for.
Yeah.
Be more masculine in our approach. And the kitty just went down. So here we are. Am I still here?
There's always something with liveness that it's, just brings the sense of realness to everything that we do.
Right. It's very real.
Yeah, my grandson popped in on a couple of my other interviews yesterday, and then he was like literally in here pouring out all of the salt and pepper in the sugar bowl, just like, and
I
I'm
know.
sitting here trying to be calm while I'm watching him do this on the other side of the laptop. I'm just like, oh my God. All right. And my son was just in here making a bunch of noise, taking the trash out. Like, do you not see me talking? So, but anyways, so now what are your 5 go-to style items? I know your glasses are one because I love those. It's just such a signature part of your style statement. So,
Let's see. Well, if you go on my website and see my picture, you'll see it's got to be unique,
mm-hmm.
but it can't be weird.
Right.
Um, uh, a little bit ethereal, but it's got to be grounded.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do really well with collars and scarves and things that come around. I have a very long neck
Mm-hmm.
and sort of turkey glottal right here, so I don't do with that. So
Yeah.
I need collars that sort of surround my face or accessories. Okay, then I need sort of I have about 5 pair of glasses. I have purple ones and red ones and crystal ones and black ones and
Mm-hmm.
that go with the outfits. And let's see, the earrings have to be related to the jewelry. I always need something here or at my neck. So
Right.
let's see, does that help?
That's perfect. Yeah, because with jewelry, I think we always. So to me, since I cut my hair because I had really long hair for a long time. I think when I came out there, I still had long hair, and then I've cut it since. And so, at your stylist suggestion, remember Carla told me she said you should cut your hair like Halle Berry, and I was like, cut my hair, like no. And then the more I started thinking about it, I was like, yeah, my hair really isn't a style because it was really long, but it's really fine. So I would get it blown out all the time. But then by the second day, it had no body to it. So I would just ended up in a ponytail or a bun. And it was just like,
Right, right.
this is not a style. So after I cut my hair, my earrings kind of became my hair. So they're
Yeah,
always,
yeah.
there and they're big and not necessarily showy or anything, but they do, a shiny gold. They kind of move, like you said, gives a little energy because that's my personality. So yeah, that's totally. I get what you're saying about and not wearing a necklace now because then that just becomes too much. It's just I got the big earrings, so I don't need that. I might have a ring, a cocktail ring, or some bangles or something like that. But having a balance because you just don't need too much per se. But yours
No.
is perfect because you have the glasses and you have the small earrings, but then you also have the nice necklace and the cocktail ring, so it just perfectly goes.
Well, the other thing is, I now have wrinkles,
Mm-hmm.
which I call texture.
Yeah.
And so I need some texture around me.
Right.
I can't be plain. And you have such beautiful, plain, smooth, uh, your forehead and your cheeks, and it's just like polished marble. So you get to wear very smooth, shiny, like the shiny in the earring. Mine has to be sort of matte.
Okay.
And your texture is in your hair, but it's very delicate and fine. So
Yeah.
you have that combination of smooth and delicately textured.
Mm,
So it's
awesome.
just taking what it is from an artistic point of view, take what is
Mm-hmm.
and in creative ways recreate that in your clothes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So literally my goal is that every woman should be a walking work of art.
Yes, that is awesome. Yeah.
Now, in our culture in the US and in the Western world, we women, are out there working, making our way. We sometimes have forgotten how to tend our beauty.
Yeah.
And there's a delicate balance. I mean, you can tend your beauty to the point that you forget to live,
Mm.
and high maintenance
Right.
plus,
Yeah.
or you can tend your beauty for, yes, to maintain who you are, but also to give a gift to the people with whom you are in contact, because beauty always nurtures the soul.
It does.
So isn't it nice when a room has a bouquet of beautiful flowers in it,
It
as
does.
opposed to droopy dead ones,
Right.
in the dates?
That's so true. Yeah.
So we just, and every woman, every woman has a potential for great beauty.
Yeah.
And she might have been told that she doesn't, or she reads in a magazine, oh, this is a beautiful woman. And she looks in the mirror and says, well, that's certainly not me. My nose is huge. My da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
I have a scrawny little something or other, or my thighs are too big. I mean, we women tend to have a litany of what we would change if we had a magic wand, when actually what we are is the foundation for what can be beautiful.
That's true.
And it's just knowing how to dress.
That is so
Jacqueline
true.
Kennedy was not necessarily a great beauty. She just knew how to dress.
Yeah, she did.
Same with Audrey Hepburn. She just knew how to dress.
Yep.
Same with Princess Diana.
Yep.
She knew how to dress.
Yep. Yeah,
so
true.
We can't, as women, we cannot wear everything. We can only wear a few things.
Right. And we don't need to wear everything,
No.
Yeah.
No.
And that's one of the things that I loved about Italian culture is they're all about everything beautiful. And they have this phrase, it's called la bella figura, which means translated the beautiful body, but it's more than just about the body. It's about a culture of presenting yourself not only for you, but for other people to say, like, I care enough about my interactions or being around you to put something into how I dress and how I walk around. And everything they wear is so understated chic, but you don't see people schlepping around in like tennis shoes, sweatpants. Like they go to the gym, they work out, and they come back out in their regular clothes. You just don't see that in Italy. So I was so impressed with just how, and they have access to some of the greatest Italian designers, but you don't see them wearing like Hermes and then Gucci and then Dolce & Gabbana. They might have one name brand thing that you might recognize, but everything else is very understated, but it's very chic, very put together, very polished.
Right. I have an Italian friend in Rome, Maria Grazia, who says, Carla, why don't you come to Italy? Says, Maria Grazia, it's because nobody needs me there.
I love that. It's so funny. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. They just innately, everything in their architecture, even in the uniforms of the police and everybody there, everything is thought. The furniture, the shoes, it's just amazing the thought and creativity they put into everything.
Well, when you think that their children are in schools that are like art schools.
Yeah.
The children are surrounded by beauty and art. Our children are surrounded by ugliness.
Yeah.
Think of the schools.
Yeah.
And then think of the schools in the disadvantaged urban areas. They're not only ugly, they're horrible. I mean, they don't even work. I mean, it's really, really not okay. I think if we have more art and more beauty in our schools and in our parks and our open spaces, there wouldn't be as much anger and angst in our world. So literally what you and I are doing is helping make a difference in our culture.
Yeah, that's a great way to think about it. We are change makers for sure.
That's right. And we change one body, one person at a time.
That's so true. That is so true. So how has your style changed over time? Like, how did you kind of start out and then like now? I mean, I don't remember seeing pictures of you earlier, but like every time I see you now, like it's just timeless elegance, class. Like that's what I think when I see.
I really, and I work at this iconic look. When I was younger, I was really cute. I had naturally curly little wavy hair, and I cut it in a little tiny bob. And if I put lipstick on, I looked delightful. That's about all I needed to do. I had long eyelashes, great big eyes. My eyebrows, actually, I had some. Yeah. And so it took me no time at all. I had this tiny little waist, little wasp waist.
Yeah.
and little high hip, and I just sashayed along. Uh, so I looked adorable. I could come in, take a quick shower, be out in 10 minutes, and ready to go. Okay, so now I have larger bosoms than I did have. They're saggy down. They're going, gravity is taking its toll. So that doesn't work. And I have a tummy that I didn't have before. So that's reverse gravity. It's coming up. So we're kind of meeting in the middle, which means I no longer have this hourglass figure. Mm-hmm. I have more of a soft rectangle figure. Mm-hmm. I have to accentuate my shoulders and narrow my lower part of my body, so I have a little bit of an inverted triangle. I have to keep all the interest up in my face, but I can't do the little curly look anymore. Not with a saggy face. So I have to. That's why I do this more sort of sophisticated hairstyle, a little asymmetric. Mm-hmm. More dramatic, not cute. Oh, I'm not cute anymore.
You have a cuteness about you for sure.
Well, that's in my personality. Yeah. But I cannot do that in clothes. It just looks super silly. Yeah. So I've gone from cute to more urbane, more sophisticated, more simple, more lovely. Does that make sense?
Yeah, perfect.
And it was really hard to give up a waist. I kept trying. But just, when you have your bosom at your waistline, it just doesn't work well. So the way my clothes with the emphasis up here, you never notice where the bosom is.
Right, that's true. Yeah, I never thought about that. There's definitely a way. I remember you talking about that in the class that we had, and how just camouflage those areas that you don't love, but then highlight the ones that you do. And I remember specifically a woman talking about her hips and not liking her hips. And you were like, but a woman's supposed to have hips. That's the best thing about being a woman. You have curves. That's everything. You know what I mean? There's some women that wish they had hips and curves. So, and you just really were loving about it with her. And so I think by the time you got done with her, she was like, oh, it's a whole nother way of thinking about it, instead of.
She was having attitude with her hips. It was really cute.
It was. So do you have any advice out there to moms who are running a business and raising kids and then still trying to figure out their wardrobe? Because I always tell people it takes between 2 to 5 years to really build a great wardrobe, just because of availability. Like everything isn't available for one particular outfit. Maybe if you're not lucky, you could find one in one day. But over time, you find the perfect shoes for this outfit or the perfect earrings or whatever that really brings things together. And then as styles change and things happen, it usually takes that long. But so any advice that you have for those ladies out there?
Well, I'm sure you give the best advice. Yes, I do. It's just to be selective. You have very little time. So what little time you have, make sure that your anything you choose is just right for you. So it would really benefit the working mother to put someone like you on retainer and say, okay, I have $100 a month and I'm going to use that. I want you to help me get 2 or 3 basic units together, and maybe one for $100 for two. Let's say 200. Let's say 200 or 300. But whatever time they have you help them. Mm-hmm. So they don't waste time, money, and energy. And then they have to create a lookbook, so they don't have to think about what to wear. Right. They've got outfit number 2, number 7, number 12, whatever, and they've got everything ready, and they put it on and go out the door. It doesn't take time. It takes time to fuss about what you're going to wear.
Yeah, it does.
And you have to have a backup plan, because you might wake up and feel not like outfit 2, but you really prefer outfit 12. So you better be able to jump into outfit 12. So I guess my you can do it on your own, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of skill. It's cost effective, for the working mother to hire you or someone that has your kind of training to
Right.
help them pull their outfits together so they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes
Uh,
a lot of sense.
and and you have a budget. You have to be masculine in your thinking. You
Hmm.
need to have a budget about what you're going to spend on your clothes
Yeah.
and stick to that budget. Now, it's really hard for the woman who doesn't like to wear basics. She
Mm-hmm.
likes one look outfits
Yeah.
all the time. That
Right.
means the printed dress, the printed jeans, the printed this, and
Hmm.
everything that's printed takes a specific piece of jewelry or shoe to go with it. You cannot mix and match.
Hmm.
So that takes more time, it takes more money, it takes more closet space. But
Yeah.
you need to know if you're that personality.
Right.
So maybe you can blend in a few basics. So,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
you have a little bit more option. But you really,
true.
I think the women I know who are on a tight budget, it takes more time because they have to haunt resale shops, eBay, um, clothes or swaps in
Yeah.
order to find the things that are right for them
Right.
at the price that they can pay.
Yeah, it's true. I
But
mean, I
it's
remember
possible.
teaching people about, like, think of yourself as the Academy Awards, right? So you have Best Actress and you have the Supporting Actress. So one piece of your wardrobe is going to be that Best Actress, be it the dress. Say the dress is that thing, and it could be, like you said, a printed thing. So then everything else is just supporting that garment. You don't want it to compete. You don't need to have a printed pair of shoes with a printed dress like that. And that's just too much. You need to have one maybe color that comes out of that dress in those shoes, so that supports that dress, or the earrings that go, maybe have a similar pattern or something that complements what's going on in that dress. So that makes it more thoughtful of, like, oh, okay, like I don't have to have all my leopard print on at the same time or whatever, what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some people
I
just
know.
look at the magazines
So
and bloggers.
the best way to be efficient with your time and money is to get professional help.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
then you can do it on your own, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you have, like I have clients that I've had for 25 years, and I work with them every 6 months to a year. We go through what they've purchased, and then we go shopping, and they say, I could do this on my own, but you save me money and you're fun.
You're
And
right.
this is my fun, and I have, a very intense work life, and so I'm the fun for. But also their closets are, works of art. It's great, but
Yeah.
they have the money to do that.
Yeah. And that comes along with time. I mean, I think sometimes people feel like a stylist could be expensive, but at the same time, they have all these clothes in their closet that they bought that they never wore. Like, I find at least $1,000 worth of stuff in people's closets that they never wore. And you could have paid me to do that, to go through everything in your closet and get rid of the stuff that doesn't work for you, and then teach you how to buy clothes that do work for you. And then you'll, and you'll have fun, like you said, on top of it. Because I mean, I'm a fun girl too. We just,
Oh, I know. So it's really, you save money
mm-hmm.
when you spend money on an
Yeah.
full stop.
Yep.
Money and time. Lots of time. You save lots of time.
And it's an investment in your career, your business, or whatever you're doing, just like taking a class is. It's an investment in creating a look that's going to be authentic for you, that's going to, have people appreciate who you are, and then know that you're a professional in whatever it is that you're talking about. Because if they're so distracted about what's going on here, they're not even hearing what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
I know. There was I think it was Good Morning America did a segment, some TV program yesterday. I can't remember what. A segment on first impressions.
Mm-hmm.
And what the HR person says, how to get the handshake, how to get the deal, how to get the job. It's how you present yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's absolutely. I mean, statistics, science, social sciences have proven this. with studies. So, right.
Right.
Everyone needs a stylist. It's not just for celebrities.
No, true. Yes. And we are that are going to help you get good look.
That's right. That's right. And it's a true look. We're doing in Singapore, we're doing a makeover program where image consultants from parts of Asia come together, and one was chosen to have a makeover. And, she looked nice.
Right.
But we're making her look fabulous with just a change of hair, little makeup tips, and then refining her wardrobe.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
The difference that can make. So every woman needs to have someone help her do this. We don't have charm schools anymore.
No. Yes, and men need it too.
Sure. Yeah, we are the charm school.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. So do you have anything coming up that you want to share that people can either go to your website and find out about, or do you have an ebook, or are you launching anything?
Well, I do. I'm giving a 5-day training in Sacramento in February.
Okay.
That whether you want to be a stylist or just want to work on you, you can come to this. It's really a transformative 5 days.
Yes.
You've experienced those.
Yes.
I'm in March. I'll be in New York City, and I have clients with whom I'm working, and then I'm working on doing an event, walking through the Metropolitan Museum on how to see the human form, and it will be on a Friday night to really have experience with not only how to see beauty, how to see what's working, and you learn that for yourself, but also many of the items that are in the book that I wrote a number of years ago called The Triumph of Individual Style. You can put my name, Carla Mathis, into Amazon, and you can get a used copy of it, or you can get a used copy from the same book, different title in Amazon.uk. It's called Timeless Beauty.
Okay.
And the price of this book is priceless, actually. It uses art to see how to see the female form as a work of art, and show you how to dress your body based upon what you have, whether you want to camouflage or highlight it. So it's the prices of the book go from, I don't know, $25 to $250 to $500.
Oh, wow.
Copy. Because there were, I think, 30 copies printed in the world, and they're still 25 years later.
Yeah.
So that's also, so New York is really good. I'll be in Brazil in May.
Wow.
Back in China sometime. But Brazil, if you ever want to go to Brazil, it is so fun. So you could go down to Brazil for a training, and let me tell you, you would have such a fun time. So
I've never been to Brazil. It's kind of it's on my bucket list.
Sao Paulo. It is. I'm not in Rio. Rio is a little dangerous, but Sao Paulo isn't as dangerous, and it's so the vibrancy of the Brazilian culture is fabulous. I'm so excited. So, and then I go down to Los Angeles and Orange County. I would love to work with people down there. I do. I travel down. I work in their homes. I work in their closets. I do their Vita signature, their styling, and their color. And yeah, I'm in Los Angeles area, Orange County area, and Northern California, San Francisco, at least once a month.
Okay.
So that's easy.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's available.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a client that flew me to Atlanta while she was doing a major house build, and flew me out once a month for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was really fun.
Yeah.
If you're planning on doing a major remodel, or even a minor one
Mhm.
or a build, please have me review it before you start building,
Mhm.
because I cannot tell you the number of times that I say, oh, that door needs to be shifted 9 inches.
Right.
So, oh, I would have never thought of that. Right. The architect wouldn't either. That's right. That's
No, because
so,
most architects, let's just be fair, are men, and they don't think about some of the things that
oh,
women.
I know. I know. I know.
So.
Unless they're a cook. If they does that help? So
They can go to your website. That's thestylecore.com and find out about all those amazing things you're up to in the world.
that's right.
That
That's
is
right.
so cool. So is there anything else you want to share with the viewers before we conclude?
Let me think. I think we've covered much, probably
Yes.
more than what you thought.
It's amazing. I'm so happy.
Uh, really, the one thing I want to leave with your viewers is that if you are serious in your business of being you,
Mhm.
then you need to find someone like you, Kara, or me, or someone I've trained that really can help you present yourself to the world in a way that's going to really honor who you are and where you need to go in your life.
Yeah.
So that's the thought I leave.
Yes. And I just have to thank you because I'm so grateful for meeting you. And I knew instantly when I just saw you and talked to you and everything that you were saying. I was like, because there were so many different stylists there. And to be fair, everybody's got a different approach, a view, or whatever. But you had such a human approach and so, what's the word? Like compassionate approach with people and how they feel about themselves and everything, and that so spoke to me. And so then I've definitely adopted that with people because we all are human. We're all just trying to make it, figure life out, and do the best we can. And so it just really helps when you're in somebody's closet, just being really compassionate with them about whatever they feel their issues are, when half the time it's never as big as they think it is. But that's just how we are as humans. So I'm definitely so grateful. I don't know how I could ever repay you for everything that you've done for me as a stylist and just as a person. You're just an amazing, amazing person.
Thank you. Thank you.
Say
You
enough.
know how you help me? How you pay me? You pay it forward.
Yes, yes.
Just to honor the people that come into your life
Mm-hmm.
in a way that's so special. So thank you, Kara. I really appreciate your compassion and your love.
Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome. I have. It's really important to know your values. One of my values is beauty. That's really important to me.
Mm-hmm.
Another value is healing, and the work we do is very healing to the soul.
It is, for sure. Yeah.
So thank you for the opportunity to have this time with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was just so many amazing little nuggets, I think, that will help everybody understand what we do, for one, because not everybody really understands what a stylist does. It's way more. It's sort of like real estate agents. They don't just open doors. There's a lot that goes into.
Right.
We're not just dressing mannequins. We're dressing live, human, breathing people, and everybody's unique. Everybody doesn't want the same thing. Everybody doesn't think the same way. So it's a lot that goes into this, and I just love it. I love being able to have somebody put something on and go, oh my gosh, I never thought I could look like this. That's like, check, I did my job.
I know. That's why you pay me.
Yes, exactly. And it's totally worth every dollar.
I know.
So thank you so much for this time, and definitely I hope to see you soon in the future, because I always learn so much when I'm just hanging out with you. Like, your aura is just so amazing, so it's just like I just want to soak it up.
Thank you, Kara. Maybe you come to New York, right?
Yeah, I'm actually supposed to be in New York in March, actually. There's a couple weekends, so hopefully the dates coincide.
I hope so.
That would really be great.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity. It's been a real blessing. Thanks.
All right, so thank you so much. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.